Okay, that was the baseball episode, in which the town was not blown up by a bomb.
Which apparently is a giant baseball.
And we learned a little bit more about the plot.
A tiny bit. Learning more about,
Haruko.
I really thought this
At least that's what she says her name is.
I really thought this would be an episode about the main character accepting that his brother is gone and trying to move on. But
It's less about that and more
I
about
know
actually swinging the bat.
I'm slightly disappointed because with all the character and character advancement there have been in the previous episodes, this one doesn't have as much character and has more to do.
But
with
it did introduce some new characters.
That's true.
Eyebrows.
I'm very disappointed that at the last scene that she didn't say anything when it fell off.
Well, the eyebrows are fake, just like the glasses. It's a metaphor, a motif, or something.
This episode introduced a couple new characters, which, is advancing the plot a little more.
Yeah. Because see, I think inside the medical mechanica, right? I think that was inside.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of ambiguous.
Yeah, it wasn't specified. I think I assumed it was inside there, though.
But remember, medical mechanica, that's not a place for people to work.
Yeah. It's still a pretty ambiguous place.
It felt like any character advancement we had here was definitely for Haruko. Because we still don't know what she is, but we're learning more about it. Slightly more. Also, there's that agency that's following them, which I'm not sure who they're with. They're not aliens, but they're part of the government, I think? I believe they're working in the chemical factory, but I don't know. They're weird people. The red-haired guy had big eyebrows.
As far as character development, I think it was a big thing for Naoto that he actually swung the bat for once. I'd say that has some character symbolism to it.
It does. It probably means that he himself is growing as a person, or at least that's how I see it. So I guess my motif of cats is not holding up well because it hasn't been in this episode. Of course, the sexual jokes are still going strong. A bit more heavy-handed in this episode than they have been. Yeah, Haruko almost seems as if Haruko had sex with a robotic version of his dad.
No, that's not what happened.
What was up with the mannequin sex doll thing?
Oh, well, I thought that was saying is basically only Naoto's head will work to carry the thing, I think.
Yeah, we learned, specifically why his head is important and why Haruko kept hitting him, because heads are like portals.
Yeah.
And what was happening with his dad, which you probably gathered from the context of the episode, was that, at the time, obviously it didn't seem like it to Naota representing the viewer, but what Haruko was trying to do is use his dad's head the same way she uses Naota's, but it didn't work, and so he kind of died a little bit, and then the robot was there to, replace him.
Just a little bit of dying, yeah. He came back, though.
He was in the process of dying, but death rejected him.
And was brought back to life with water. That was so weird. I thought his dad just died. I was like, wow, that'd be fucked up. So, he died temporarily because she was trying to pull the axe out of his head, just like she did with him.
Something like that.
Alright. So is that just his now?
What, the guitar?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've watched the whole thing.
Maybe the guitar just is his now. Well, it's a pretty sick guitar, so... This was a really weird one. It's definitely more heavy-handed than the others. That's not a bad thing. One thing we didn't get is a robot fight. That's true. Not that I'm disappointed, but it didn't really happen much.
There was a bomb, though.
Yeah.
Of possibly alien origin, possibly government origin.
The way they're talking about it suggests as if it's government origin.
Naoto hit the TV. That confuses me. How he claims he hit the television. then we went back to his dad, or the mannequin. The mannequin was plugged into the wall or something.
By his butt.
Yeah.
It's a butt plug.
We definitely got to see less characters in the last few episodes, but the characters we did get to see were elaborated on very well. And
yeah, the government guy with the fake eyebrows.
Yeah.
I think the fake eyebrows mean that he's really a different person, and that he's kind of
thinking the
like
fake
on the outside.
he seems like he's dealt with Haruko before, and
Maybe
that
she burned off his eyebrows.
yeah, something like that. We should try
Could
to pull
be.
guitars out of them.
Yeah.
That's possible. What did you think of the eyebrows guy?
Eyebrows?
3 words, what the fuck?
I like eyebrows guy. Like, what if you had one feature about you? Like, whenever you walked into a room, people would like glasses.
Yeah.
or something.
That kind of annoyed me a bit, to be honest.
I like eyebrows guy. But now that the eyebrows are fake, I don't know if I like him as much. Hopefully, it only keeps one eyebrow. And people will say, like, eyebrow instead of eyebrows.
And so we learned definitely, like, the reason Naoto doesn't have a brain in his head anymore, like the portal thing.
Yeah, he doesn't.
That's true. She's trying to use people's heads as portals.
Well, at least he's totally okay after she put her entire forearm in his head.
Also, that like got nose to bleed out of the
I
government
know.
ladies.
That was strange.
Yeah.
Like they got turned on by that.
Like all of them did.
Yeah, that was only slightly strange because compared to what appeared earlier in the episode, that actually wasn't a very, heavy-handed sexual reference at all. But, alright, sure.
Yeah, but if you notice, there was a similarity like drawn between him and Naoto. He doesn't like spicy food.
Yeah. He was also dissecting the bread at one point, which was interesting.
He was trying to test if it was spicy or not. I can understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, he seemed to know about Haruko somewhat.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what he knows, but I think, remember, like, in the first scene he was talking to Naoto about how when you force yourself to eat the spicy bread, you kind of get addicted to it. And, the rest of the conversation was about Haruko, so that could be sort of a metaphor about whatever his past with Haruko was.
Yeah, it's really the amount of metaphors and motifs and like it's really well structured and really well put together. Like you could stay and analyze it for hours on end.
Definitely.
And he was, I mean, this episode did go more into his feelings for Haruko. I mean, and the guy with the eyebrows was trying to talk to him about that.
Yeah. Although the guy with the eyebrows also doesn't seem like he understands much about what.
He might have been her previous victim.
Yeah. I don't know. The dude with the eyebrows seems like he's got the wrong idea almost, but he might end up being on the money.
He's very close to getting what he wants or what he wants.
Also, he has the same color of hair as her, right? I wasn't really paying attention.
No,
but-
Haruko's hair is pink and his is like ginger.
When I first
But it's definitely not the same color as his eyebrows.
That is understandable.
his massive fake eyebrows, yeah.
Also, the significance of the eyebrows is strange and why it choose black instead of ginger like his hair color.
There's like people who have eyebrows that don't match the color of their hair. I've seen them. It's weird.
Alright.
I almost thought like they were from. It seemed very similar, like how that guy rode a moped and had glass. I thought they like might have more of a connection. Maybe they do.
Yeah.
Find out next time. Maybe.
Yeah.
And sort of the climax of the episode, when Naoto actually swung the bat for once.
Yeah.
That was, a character development thing. Even though the rest of the episode didn't have a lot of character development in it, that was one big thing.
I thought there'd be more about his brother. It's not about being the star player and everything, but I thought there'd be more.
Okay, this is the problem I have with the series in general. I just don't like the English dub. Like, I'm not saying that because I don't hate English dub that much. It's just that the voice acting was a bit off in some cases.
This in particular is a pretty good dub, though. Like, I'm pretty certain every time something sounds weird, that's on purpose. Like, it sounded that way in the Japanese version, too. This is a very weird kind of show.
Yeah. I feel like if I had to read sub, I would understand what's going on even less, which is probably not very good for this show.
Yeah, that's true. Hell, even Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann makes more sense. And that's saying something.
Yeah.
And, you know, what you were saying about sub, I think I mentioned this before, but, like, the first time I watched the show, the first episode, like, I watched it subbed and I realized I had no idea what was going on. And I watched the dub and I still wasn't sure what was going on in the first episode, but I kept watching the dub because it's a pretty good one.
It is very weird to try to figure out what's going on, and I think that's part of the fun.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those times where it's not like I'm watching this anime because it's like I understand everything already. I'm going into like, you know, comparing it to other stuff. It's like, you know, the story. You read the manga, blah blah blah. But I don't know if that stuff existed for this one. But
Did it have a manga?
There actually is, and the thing you said about, like, reading it, there is a manga based on the show. Like, it's the manga was made after the show, which is always weird, and I don't like it when things are like that. It's kind of confusing.
because my feeling definitely is like, yeah, this is an experience. Like I'm experiencing this.
Yeah, it feels like this wouldn't work as well in manga form.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't. The manga has, like, an art style that I really like, which is something I like about it, but it also it's not the exact same story.
Yeah.
They definitely changed bits in the manga, and it's kind of harder to understand than the anime is.
I think the problem is like the quick dialogue and the movement. Like you can't really capture it as well as you can in the anime.
Well, one big thing for this is like sometimes you feel like you're being told a story. When you watch something like this is the story of this happening, blah blah blah. This is definitely just like
this kid's life.
This is the kind of anime that where it just happens to you.
Yeah.
Slowly, I'm like thinking, is this all even happening? Maybe it's all in the main character's head.
True.
Maybe he's just kind of imagining all of this and how cool his life would be now that his brother's gone.
Well, I'm definitely ready to let more of this happen to me.
They did evacuate the town, though.
Yeah. Although they didn't show much of other people.
Yeah, the town doesn't they're not really distraught about all this weird stuff going on.
Oh, I guess
So
everything.
maybe it
Like,
is all his
this is a
imagination.
serious situation. No furikuri. Evacuate the town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I noticed
a weird
that.
phrase.
I noticed the name drop there.
Yeah, what does furikuri even mean?
I
Does that
As
remember-
well as also, this is a slight thing, but I noticed it, and I'm not sure if what I saw was correct. But when Mamimi like rushed to go see
the
robot in like the baseball, she like got up really fast and did like one of those anime like blink away kind of things.
Yeah.
It looked like her panties flew off.
They did.
Yeah.
They were like right next to him. That was.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, they did.
Which I just took it as kind of like, okay, that happened.
It's weird.
It-
Yeah, again. it's
Yeah,
like-
but also like one thing about it is like, was that a piece of dust? Like, because it was like a blink and you'll miss moment kind of thing, and I didn't realize it until I saw the outshot.
Yeah,
with
the
him
outshot,
standing
you could see him
there.
next to him.
And at that point, I was like, are those? Cause it was something so ridiculous. It's like, did they actually just do that? And I'm like, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
There's a couple moments like, if you turned off the visuals right now,
Yeah.
what would I think was happening? Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a couple moments like that. Especially with the door open. I was wondering what they were thinking.
Yeah.
I had a bit of hope of this. There's no ecchi moments in this series, but now
Well, not the same way a lot of other anime have it.
yes, but still literally almost every anime has an ecchi moment.
But it's not just for, like, fan service or anything. Like, everything in the show has meaning. It's all part of the metaphor or something.
Yeah. And that's the justification of it, most animes.
That's a good tagline for the show. It's all part of the metaphor.
My theory of it is that it is mostly his imagination, and that he is having some kind of sexual relation with her. But I could be so wrong, and it's just not.
Yeah.
So I think it's time to go to the next episode.
Yeah.
Also, wait, which episode was this?
That was 4.
Eyebrows.
Okay. Huh? Because I remember a different preview from the last
I
episode.
think it was, if I remember the preview correctly, I think it was about baseball. But I think it was for me a different direction.
Okay. Yeah. My
Okay.
bad.
Next one.
Yeah.